So, I'm thinking about giving men a go, or yeah, uh huh, um, because gosh, you know, women, sensitivities, and all of that. Um, it's a lot more complicated now, but it has something to do with it's something that the the thing that I'm finding trouble with the more that I see. Here's the thing. I'm learning about the mind, right? I'm learning about you, I'm learning about me, I'm learning about how the human brain functions, right? Um, in a very, like the cognition of it. Um, which means that going forward, it's going to be really difficult to be in a relationship with me if you are to something. And because I'm looking for a partner who's going to say, stop right there. That thing that you just said, that made no sense. That does not follow from that. But it did sound like this, this voice, that this bias, this thing, this illusion. Yeah. So I say, okay, thanks, darling. So okay, so tell me more. Um, and she goes, because earlier it was a basic case of equivocation. Earlier you using this word in this sense, and now to make your point, you're using this word, but there's an important difference between the definitions, and you need to have this other definition, this word, and it's an equivocation. And then I say, nice one, nice one. Okay, so then let me change the word. Let's see whether blah blah blah, whatever. And this is all a very constructive thing. I know the tone didn't sound great, but I like a little. So anyway, so I was thinking that hey, uh, my conversations in philosophy tend to go a lot better with uh, males because they don't shut down as quickly or think that I'm trying to do that. However, actually, now I think about it, women are more open to me saying, hey, her brain. Okay, I've completely lost my train of thought now. So we're just going to go to the conversation with this guy. So see, and this guy actually, I had swiped left on him. But then Tinder was kind enough to say, oh, but he would have been a match. So I was like, all right, go on. Um, so he said, I like to measure, this is his bio. I like to measure time with nice words. Uh-oh. And interesting people. Okay. Your sensitivity. Uh-oh. Self-awareness. Okay. And emotional maturity. How do you define that? Resonate with me. Looking ahead. This is a Google translation. Looking ahead, I hope for love, friendship, chance, a common safe home, smelling of yeast dough, the walls of which are filled with laughter, tenderness, joy, and friends. I have a good life. I'm happy and complete. I have purpose and sense. I'm interested in men who have a similar foundation and some differences. All right. So, so he messaged me, said, "Hey, how are you?" I said, "Hey, I'm really good. How are you? I looked at a translation of your bio." He said, "Really? I appreciate it. And what do you think?" He said, "It seems like you're really thoughtful, that you experience life and yourself more deeply than it seems with most people. I love sensitivity to life and truth and other people. Sometimes the sensation is pain when we experience other people more deeply." And I'm just thinking about how this could be interpreted. And then we have this weird problem. We want to stay sensitive, but don't want it to feel so weird and bad sometimes. So then we don't expose ourselves to certain things, including things that shouldn't cause us pain and don't have to cause us pain, but currently do. Our brain isn't very good with pain. Its main response is avoidance. Now, the reason what I was talking about was I wanted to show him, hey, bro, I'm kind of sensitive. Like, I feel you. But I also wanted to say, it scares the fuck out of me that you're all talking about nice words and sensitivity. Um, Sensitivity can mean to be easily affected by things, right? Physical sensitivity by a physical stimulus, right? And sensitivity in general could be an intellectual sensitivity, a easily affected by by new ideas or by something. Emotional sensitivity, then, which is what we typically think of when the word sensitivity is used, would be that you are easily emotionally affected by things, and emotions are mostly visceral responses. We feel them intently, so we feel like it's this whole thing, but it's a lot of it's like here. Um, and so what that means is that a larger emotional response is triggered. Sometimes that's just felt, right? That doesn't mean that somebody's going to express it. Um, and then sometimes, then the brain isn't like wired perfectly. It doesn't know what like could cause it harm and what won't, especially when it comes to stuff like in a conversation. So we're really bad at di- like you know we're for instance, favorite example, because if you watch this channel you know about because, right? Okay, so if someone doesn't use the word because when they're asking us for something, that can trigger quite a negative reaction in us, non-compliance, and then also we can feel like that person is trying to dominate us. That's not correct. Okay. And most people typically when we use the word because, if we actually pay attention, we realize the person's just restating the obvious or stating something super obvious. That they're not actually giving us any new information or giving us any explanation really for their request that we didn't already have before they made the request. And yet, if they don't follow up with some information, then it's a problem. So we can be sensitive like that. And we can, when that oral stimulus happens, then we're like, yo, problem, affected, interpretation, reaction. And then what we do is, so that feels negative. And the brain's really not good at negative. So it goes, okay, what happened before you felt that negative thing? Oh, well, I don't know. That person asked me for something. Oh, okay, that person's an asshole then. Stay away. And also talk shit. So that, because we evolved that so that other people can stay away from that asshole. So it's important to be aware that your emotions weren't given to you by God. Okay? Your interpretations weren't given to you by God, so they shouldn't be automatically validated, actually. And thank God I haven't dated a woman since realizing that. Because I have been very good and believed and told every woman, or said definitely the words, um, you know, everything you're feeling is correct, and boba. Um, and that should be said because of the gender imbalance, but it's not true. Um, um, Men and women feel things uh, based on the arrangement of them, right? And a lot of times it's wrong. A lot of times it's wrong. A lot of times we feel angry when we shouldn't. A lot of times we feel anxiety when we shouldn't. A lot of times we feel guilt when we shouldn't. A lot of times we feel victimized when we shouldn't. Um, so actually, yeah, it's all quite shit. Um, and so when I hear someone talk about nice words, how do you know what a nice word is? is a nice word a word that makes you feel nice? Because here's the thing. I don't speak human too good. Um, so I sometimes don't say because when I ask for something. If I come up and I want to sit down on the same seat as you, I might say, "Hey, can you scoot over?" I might not say, "Hey, can you scoot over because I want to share this seat with you. If you don't mind, if you can just scoot over a little bit, please, just because I'm looking around and I don't see any other seats. Sorry so much." I honestly don't even think it's a big deal to scoot over. So it wouldn't even occur to me to throw in a little sorry. Um, but we're sensitive to that, and we like to hear a little sorry. Did you just ask me to change my physical position anyway? Oh, how about this? Sometimes I'll say to people, like let's say we two new people come, and I wanna be nice. Well, it's not that I think, oh, hey, now it's an opportunity to be nice. I see two people, there aren't enough chairs, or there's enough space around the table, so they get chairs though, but they just have to like come up behind, sort of. Okay, so then what do? Right? I hesitate these days, but because I only realized in the last couple of years that it was bothering people. But I'll go, oh, hey, you guys know what? If, no, actually, how I would originally say it is, oh, why don't you scoot over and then we can squeeze more people in? If everybody on this side just scoots over a little bit and then you two can get in. And then everybody be like, ah. But then people. I don't know. People felt weird about it. I guess I don't really know. I didn't get immediate feedback. I learned sort of years later. And then what I would do is I would try just do it through somebody else. I'd say, hey, I was thinking if they scoot over a little bit, then they could actually the people next to them could actually join the table, could come in. I don't know. What do you think? Maybe I'll be talking to the host or something. I'll say, no, yeah, I think it's all right. I don't think it's a big deal. Blah, blah. Okay, okay. And then the whole time I'm just watching these two talk between themselves, feel slightly excluded, and just so unnecessarily. Um, and also, I don't want to get in a lot of arguments about, no, you're wrong, that's not a not nice word. Right? I wasn't not being nice. So, so that's my concern.